there, it's Mindy. Well, from time to time, I get requests from my friends that know other people that are like newly diagnosed with MS, and they ask me if I'd be willing to speak with them, and of course, I always am. But most of the time, no one ever contacts me, and I know why. It's the same reason why I did the same thing when I was newly diagnosed. I was embarrassed or nervous to talk to somebody else that had MS that I didn't even know, a perfect stranger, and then start asking them all these personal questions. So I'm making this video, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So at the end of the video, if you would like to contact me or ask me any questions, I'll give you the information on how to contact me. Okay, so let me start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I was diagnosed 10 years ago with MS. And at the beginning, I was having headaches. I didn't even know I was sick, really. I just thought, you know, I was having headaches, and that's really how the whole thing started. So the first drug they put me on was Avonex, and I was on that about 4 months, and then came Copaxone. I was on that for about 5.5 years, 6 years, and then Beta-Saron, and let me tell you, none of those worked for me. None of them. I just had a steady progression from the time I was diagnosed. Those 3 MS treatments didn't do a thing for me. I just kept on getting worse and worse. I got to the point where I had an attack where it was so bad, I was totally bedridden. I lost all bladder control. It was really bad. My eyesight was gone. All I could see, it was very, very blurry, foggy, where I could only see like shapes and shadows. That was it. So it was awful. In fact, I didn't even think I would make it back from there. So after that MS attack, I got a new neurologist. I mean, I started with a new plan. I took charge. I took charge of my own health at that point. My neurologist I had wasn't doing anything for me. So I got a new neurologist, and he put me on Tysabri, and that's been a miracle for me. I look totally normal now. If you didn't know I was sick, you'd never even know that I was sick. And I've been on Tysabri now for 2 years. I just finished my 24th infusion, and I never thought I would be like this again. It's been absolutely wonderful. I've got my energy back, and my eyesight. I have optic neuritis in both of my eyes. You know, that's not going to change, but you know, I can live with what it is right now. It's not that bad. And I haven't had an MS attack since I've been on Tysabri. I haven't had any, and it's been 2 years now since my last attack. I have never gone that long without something happening, and it's just been absolutely wonderful. And you know, sometimes I even forget how scary MS can be until I just take it for granted anymore. You know, it's just become a normal part of life for me. I don't let it get me down. You know, I don't feel sorry for myself or, oh, poor me, why me? You know, I don't do any of that. You know, I live my life, and, you know, okay, so this is what I do. You know, I don't sit around thinking about it all the time. You know, I make plans because I live my life like this could be my last day. It could all change tomorrow. It could all change in a couple of hours. You never know with MS. And, you know, it can be really scary. And I went a long, long time without talking to another person with MS. It was probably the first 7 years before I even talked to anybody else that had MS, and I didn't realize how important that really was that connection with somebody else, and until I made that connection, and it's so helpful, because normal people, they just don't understand what we go through. They just don't. It's really helpful to talk to somebody else who's in the same boat as you are. So I'm going to put this out there. If you want to contact me, that's perfectly fine. You can ask me any questions you want. It doesn't care. I don't care how embarrassing. You know, that's great. You know, you can send me a message, an email message, or you can call me on the phone, whatever you're most comfortable with. But you can really ask me anything. Okay, well, that's about all I have for now. Peace and love. Bye-bye.